Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is, I forget which number we're on. I think this is layout 16. And this I have the black and white kind of busier geometric background. So I'm looking for a nice pink and green. But because there is so much white in this background, I contemplate pulling in like a more black pattern paper to help break it up a little bit, because I'm wanting to cover a decent amount of this background just because it is kind of busier. So you'll see I pulled out of selection. I'm not sure kind of which direction I'll go just yet. I know I'm pulling in the green and the pink, but I just feel like I'm going to need a little extra help on this one with that busier background, maybe by pulling in an extra pattern paper on this one. I just have a 4x4 here of Boo, and I'm just going ahead and getting the double mat down with the white and the black, so that's out of the way. I love this photo of her. She's in the house and she's just smiling at the camera. I think she's so cute. This is how she is like all the time, just a very happy 100-pound goofball. So I thought this was a sweet photo for it to have in the book, even though it's indoor and not outdoor like most of the other ones. I'm going straight in with a pink layer, and then I knew I wanted the green layer behind the pink to help break it up from that busy background. So I'm just playing around with what I want. I love this green so much, though. It's what I'm going to use for sure as the notebook edge punch. So I stopped what I was doing to get that taken care of, just to get it out of the way. I'm really procrastinating trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this one, with this background. So doing these smaller, easy things kind of help in the beginning, get me started at least so I don't get too stuck or frazzled. I've included this pattern paper as a mat on the earlier page, so the page before this one. So I'm glad it at least ties into another layout in this book, but I just want to make sure everything else looks cohesive about it. So I'm going to get the notebook edge punch down, and then we will revisit my layers. I'm not sure which extra paper I want to pull in. I pulled in the black diamond print, which I really love because it's super high contrast from the background. And then I also pulled in the marbly grayish black paper, which I love that paper more, but because of the background on this one, I just really feel like the more black diamond paper will be more visually appealing. So you'll see I pulled them both out, but I'm kind of leaning towards the diamond print on this one just because the background is so much. So now that I've inked the background, I will revisit this. I ended up matting this photo vertically on this scrap because I actually left the perfect amount of room to do a notebook edge punch along the top of that pink scrap. That's something I've done on a couple pages, and I really like mimicking that notebook edge punch within the paper layers. So now that we're getting more towards the end of the book, I'm trying to make sure all that stuff is running throughout. So that's something I'm going to go ahead and add on this one, which I think looks really nice. When I ink this in black, it also really helps it stand more out. It blends into this busy background quite a bit, but the inking the edges really helps it stand up a little bit more. And then once I kind of get these other layers behind, it helps a ton. This green layer makes all the difference. But even with that green layer, I was like, I really need something to help break up all this geometric pattern on the right side of the page. So that's when I decided to bring in this black diamond print and just cut it into a big fishtail banner to help break up the background on the right side of the photo. So that's what I end up doing. And this piece also happens to be like the perfect size. So I just leave it as it is, I'm pretty sure. And I'm just going to layer that. It's going to serve as a partial mat for the photo, and then I'm thinking this green mat will be a partial mat around the left side. So I'm liking how that's looking. I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing this stuff down. I'll get the black banner down first before I start messing with the green, because I definitely need to trim the green mat down a little bit more. But I really need to see this part together before I decide how much I want trimmed out. I'm gonna go ahead and ink the black as well. The core of this paper is white, so you see the white edge of that black banner, and inking it in black just makes it look so much more finished. And then another thing I did on one other page in this book was I had two notebook edge punches layered on top of each other within the mats, and I really like how that looked. So I'm pulling it in again on this one just so again it will correlate to other pages. In that technique is running throughout. So I went ahead and trimmed that, and I think that looks so cool. I love that look, and it gives me an excuse to have a little bit more of that green showing up there, which again will help break up the background. And I kind of think I'm done at this point, but once I layer it back on the background, I'm just wanting a little bit more green on the right side of the page. This big black banner serves its purpose with breaking up the background, but now I want something to break up the big black banner a tiny bit. So I'm going to trim this little green piece into a banner and have it tucked in there. That'll serve as a nice base for something when I go back for finishing touches. When I go back for finishing touches, I might decide to do something else and remove that altogether, but I'm gonna leave it there for now and think about it. And I'm gonna call this one done. We only have 2 more layouts left, and then we can go back for finishing touches. So I'm gonna get this back in the book, and then I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.